Kyle, another great night for you here at Richmond, especially in this event. Talk about it.
It was a really good evening for us. You know, we love coming to Richmond for some reason, but it seems to run well for us, and we like coming to this place. The fans are great, and we always tend to have good race cars here. So that's just a testament to all of Joe Gibbs Racing and Dave Rogers and the guys that give us great equipment, and Toyota and TRD for giving us the support that they give us, and of course, you know, M&M's and the Pretzel M&M's people for being here tonight. We appreciate their support, and of course, couldn't do it without Interstate Batteries either. You know, it's a fun night to be able to come out here and put on a good show in front of the fans. I know we had a pretty good race car. You know, we dropped the green flag. We seem to be moving our way steadily forward towards the front, and then, you know, after that first round of green flag pit stops, we picked up the lead. So I was wondering if we could get to the lead before the first round of pit stops, as good as we were coming up through there, but we had to wait till just after. So good car, great job by the crew chief and the team tonight. The guys on pit road did a nice job, and again, I don't know why this guy's sitting here. The one over there should be.
He is here.
He is here.
Hiding in the back.
Is he hiding from you? Yeah. J.D., congratulations on the victory tonight.
The love.
From your perspective, why don't you talk about it?
How'd you do? What'd you do?
If he'll let you.
He did, man. For the record, I asked him, I said, did you save fuel? He goes, I did what I had to do to win. I said, did you save fuel? He goes, I ain't answering that. Yeah, it's just panic. But for us, it was a great victory. The whole Mars M&M's team was here to celebrate with us. That was a lot of fun and to be able to do that. And just, you know, we love Richmond. And, you know, Denny ran great. Kyle did. And Joey came back at the end after getting spun there. And so it was really just a fun night for JGR.
All right, we have questions for Kyle or JD. Hands up. We'll bring you the mic over here. We'll start with Damien, then we'll go to Dave Rodman, and then we'll go here.
Damien Sorrell at Danville Register and B. Kyle, Denny said here in his post-race press conference that he wished he never opened his mouth regarding the secrets he told you about this place, but then turned around and said that if he hadn't, he wouldn't have been a good teammate with the way you guys have been able to help him on the 1.5 mile tracks. Does that go to the testament that despite, you know, some of the times things that get blown out of proportion, that you two have really kind of developed as teammates?
Yeah, I mean, we do work really well as, I don't know, we're not really employees, but what do you call us?
Teammates.
Independent contractors.
I call you an employee.
Yeah. No, we work really well together. We've developed a good relationship where we know where each other stands, and so you know, that's what it takes in this sport to know how well you can work with somebody and how well you can really talk to somebody, and sometimes what you can say and what you can't say, you know. But Denny did do a nice job at helping me a little bit here last fall and talking somewhat to me, and we've done the same thing at 1.5 mile places or 2 mile places, you know, that he's really picked up his game and actually kind of surpassed us a little bit last year. But, you know, that's what it's all about. And I've been talking a lot with Joey, and Denny has too. We're just trying to help Joey a little bit along. And Joey's actually been a good help to me at a few places too. So, you know, it's been a good relationship between us three. We're all relatively young, so we can be here for a long time. So it's good to make sure that, you know, we have a good relationship.
Also joined by crew chief Dave Rogers. Dave, why don't you expand on what Kyle's talked about a little bit, and JD, great weekend here at Richmond and great last few races for the team here at Richmond and overall as well this weekend.
Yeah, it's definitely a great weekend for us. I'm particularly excited for all the guys back in the garage stall right now tearing that 18 car down. They worked really hard yesterday. You know, with the schedule the way it is, going back and forth between qualifying trim and race trim in a short day. They put in a lot of effort, and now they get the fruit of victory. So really proud of all those guys, and really excited that they can enjoy this victory.
Thank you, Dave, and again, congratulations to the number 18 team. We'll take questions now. Go ahead, Dave.
You know about that?
Yeah, David's telling me.
Yeah. Huh?
Congratulations.
Oh, well, thanks.
Welcome.
Good to have you, Kerry.
You bet.
All right.
Go ahead,
Glad
Dave.
you can make it to the party.
Wouldn't miss yours. Go ahead, Dave.
Yeah, Dave Rodman with NASCAR.com. For JD, Denny wouldn't tell us what he helped Kyle with, but he did say that Kyle helped him greatly on the 1.5. So a little two-pronged question. Could you speak to the teamwork they've exhibited and how it's helped JGR, and then what kind of a momentum shift do you feel like this is for Denny's team as we move forward?
Yeah, on the first one, you know, it really has. What you see is Kyle is right. You know, on the bigger tracks, he's really been able to help Denny out, and Denny on some of the short tracks have been able to help Kyle out. And so I think when you watch both those guys kind of invest in Joey, that's kind of where you really see it. And now Joey's actually being able to help them out a little bit. So it's just kind of the whole teammate role, which I think our guys do a really good job at. And it's not easy. And then, what was part two?
How do you feel like this weekend and tonight's race will affect the momentum shift for Denny?
Yeah, for Denny and for Mike and the whole crew. It's kind of like, and they're fairly quiet guys, and they know they're good. They got a good program, good team. But until you see it consistently, the sport really is kind of a "what have you done for me lately" type sport. So I think for those guys to have that run tonight they were really good, and they practiced well, they raced well. I think overall that was a big encouragement, and so our hope is you'd see that on down the road pay off and be fruitful.
Go ahead, sir.
J.P. Beauchamp, local. Kyle, a question about that information that Denny shared with you last year. Did you use it during this race tonight? And how did it feel for you knowing that if you did, that's what the edge that it gave you to win the race tonight against your own teammate?
Yeah, I used the information. I kind of used it all throughout the race a little bit, but there at the end, it kind of came down to a fuel strategy too, where you were mostly saving fuel, so that's what it was all about, essentially. So, the thing was just being able to use that to our advantage a little bit at the end of the race was cool. In the way that we could beat our teammate and be able to. I mean, I've kind of been the dominant force in the spring. He's kind of been the dominant force, whether it's spring or fall. So, when you're able to beat guys that are always really, really good at a particular racetrack, it kind of seems to bode well for you. It'd be no different than, me being able to beat Denny Hamlin at Martinsville. The guy is just so good there. But, it'd be no different than anybody trying to beat me at Bristol. There's some particular racetracks drivers really, really run well at. And when you can over-excel those guys, it makes you feel good.
Okay, we'll take a question here from Jenna, and then we'll go to the press box. Go ahead, Jenna.
Jennifer, AP. Dave, with this new point system with 2 wins, is that enough, or is there a point where 2 or more wins will be enough that you can start thinking about the chase?
I think that's too hard to tell. It's circumstances. We've had some good runs and weren't able to finish the race because of wrecks or blown motors. It's way too early to worry about points. We're going to go to every racetrack and go as fast as we can and try to lead as many laps and win as many races as we can. And if we do well, we'll be in the chase, and that's our approach.
Go to the press box for questions. Go ahead.
Monty Dutton, Gaston Gazette. A long-time running joke in the press box is that inevitable victory lane question on the day before. What did you learn tonight that'll help you tomorrow? And this is sort of unique because not only did you not win the nationwide or truck race, but you did not compete in it. And so I just wondered, did you think about that at all? It obviously had no effect, but did your day feel just a little different going into a race? What was the impact of not running the nationwide race?
I was bored really, really bad. I think I drove Dave into kicking me out of the hauler yesterday because I was around too long. So it was killer, man. It was painful. I'm telling you, I didn't have anything to do. I was kind of lost, and I kept looking around. I'm like, man, what's next on my schedule? Where am I supposed to be right now? Because I swore I was forgetting something. But it was an easy day yesterday, and then today, these night races, and you have all day to do nothing. So for not racing a nationwide race and then having all day to do nothing, you're about ready to blow open the motorhome door and go do something, whether it's a go-kart or whatever. Fortunately, there wasn't anything with an engine around in the coach lot I could jump on.
Thankfully.
Stay upstairs. Go ahead, press box.
Reed Spencer with Sporting News. Kyle, this weekend started with you having a fuel pickup problem, ended with you running out of gas during your burnout under much different circumstances. My question is, how much fuel did you have to save, and how were you able to do it, working traffic the way you had to and maintaining the 1 to 2 second lead over Denny?
It was important to save fuel there under the cautions. Fortunately, we had that long caution flag. That probably saved us. If we didn't have that, most likely we would have went to the end, but we probably would have come up a little bit short. So, just thankfully it played out the way that it played out, and I saved just enough that I thought I was going to be better than that. I thought we were going to have I mean, we did make it to the end, so I guess you can say you made it to the end. That's good enough, right? But I didn't expect to run out on my way back to the garage, to the winner's circle, whatever. But
I did.
I'm glad I was that close and I could save just that much. But I felt like I was doing a decent job at it. But I'm no Carl Edwards, that's for sure.
Go ahead, press box.
Lee Spencer, Fox Sports for Kyle. Can you describe that move on the final restart when you went on the outside going into turn one? I mean, you just took it way high up and just passed a ton of cars.
Yeah, I kind of forgot, but I think the 88 spun his tires and started making his way to the bottom of the track a little bit to try, because it seemed like the bottom, if you could get to the bottom was the way to be. And he was trying to make his way to the bottom, and I think somebody stuck their nose in there and made it 3 wide. So I was like, "Ooh, now it's 3 wide. I'm going to have to leave some room so I don't get hit, and spun out." So I just put it around the top as best as I could, and tried to get a really good run up off turn 2, so I could try to get ahead of those guys, and at least then it would double file out, I should say, racing whoever was on my inside there. I think it was a 16, and then chase down a 31 and pass a 31 on the outside too. So once you commit yourself to where you're going, you just pretty much got to stick with your gut and do what you got to do to get through there. And I think it's been the past couple times here I've been able to do that. I think last year I passed Jeff on the outside to win the race here too on a restart. So it's just it's a product of this racetrack. Sometimes you just hope it sticks.
Stay upstairs, press box. Go ahead.
Hey, Michael Phillips, Richmond Times-Dispatch. Similar to that, what are you thinking? You fall back to 8th. The cautions are coming at. You don't know, I guess, what's ahead of you at that point.
Yeah, it was really weird there for a little while, the way the strategies were working out with everybody. There was a point where we had 12 laps on our tires and we stayed out, and then another caution came out. Then we had 18 laps on our tires and we decided to pit. And some of the other guys that pitted just before us, now they're ahead of us on 6-lap tires, whatever. So it got a little awkward the way it was kind of shifting back and forth, and we were leading one at one deal, and then we were back in 6th at another because we got shuffled back on the outside because a couple guys were on older tires, and then I think we finally pitted, and then it kind of forced us back a little ways, about 10th or so, and we just had to work our way through. You had to be patiently aggressive, that's for sure. You definitely had to make sure that you stuck your nose in areas where people or spotters would say that you were there, and in other areas you kind of had to back out a little bit, knowing that those guys were either still going to drift out to the wall or they were loose, so they were going to go. They needed all the racetrack that they could get, and you had to just bide your time as much as you could, but yet put your nose in there when you needed to.
Go ahead, press box.
Jay Pennell with front stretch and all left turns. This is for J.D. Last week you guys had rumors or questions about possible crew chief swaps. Here you are, you take first, second, Joey finishes 11th. What does this say about your organization as a whole? I mean, people are questioning you, but here you are with a stellar performance like this tonight.
Yeah, it was frustrating in a way. At the time it was kind of comical. I think the website was it Captain Thunder? I didn't know that website. I said, come on, now. If you're going to listen to Captain Thunder for your information, we're in trouble. But I think overall it was.
That's probably Gluck's site. Captain Thunder. Can you imagine Jeff running around here in a little outfit with a cape on it or something like that?
So that wasn't that big a deal, but I do think anytime you go through a period, hey, we haven't been running like we're used to running, and that's a concern. So I think it was nice to kind of put it to bed, and our guys did get kind of a kick out of it. But it's one of those things that, when you're running not as well as you're used to, and people are used to seeing you up front, they start asking questions, and they'll kind of leap to crazy conclusions. And so I think for us it was kind of nice tonight to have just a good race all the way around for all our teams.